because that was not a foul.
What if I told you the WNBA Finals winner was decided before the game even started? Sounds crazy, right? But when Rachel DeMita started investigating last night's game, she found something that makes this theory look more like fact than fiction, and she didn't hold back. We're to show you the exact moment everything changed, the suspicious patterns nobody noticed, and why some of basketball's biggest names are calling this the most obvious rigged game they've ever seen. The evidence, it's all here, and it's impossible to ignore. Let's rewind to the exact moment everything changed. 3.2 seconds left in regulation.
Last night's WNBA Finals game was absolutely rigged, and there is so much proof.
The tension in the arena was electric as Brianna Stewart caught the ball at the three-point line. But what happened next left basketball fans everywhere scratching their head. Watch this in slow motion with, wait, is that 5 steps without a single dribble? In professional basketball, the travel violation is so obvious you can practically hear fans screaming at their TV screen. But somehow, mysteriously, not a single whistle blew. You think missing a travel that obvious would be the worst of it. But hold on, because what happens next is even more mind-blowing. As Stewart goes up for her shot, Elena Smith contests. Look at this. The contact that supposedly caused this game-changing foul. It's like trying to spot Bigfoot. The harder you look, the less you see. But here's where things get wild. When pressed about this crucial call, the refs came up with an explanation that left even the veteran announcer speechless. What? They claimed Smith wasn't in legal guarding position. Now, if you know basketball, you know this call is about as rare as a solar eclipse. And Rachel openly shared her frustration. The rule book says a legal guarding position means having both feet on floor and facing the opponent. Pretty basic stuff that every defender learns in middle school. Think about what we just saw. 5 steps without a dribble, no call, 0 contact on the shot, somehow a foul, and an explanation that makes absolutely no sense in this situation. Any one of these things would be suspicious on its own, but all 3 in the final seconds of a finals game? Rachel DeMita started pulling at this thread, and what she found next blew this whole thing wide open. Because of this suspicious final play, it was just the tip of the iceberg. The numbers she discovered next were so shocking that even NBA superstars couldn't stay quiet about it. Those last-second shenanigans? Just the beginning. When you stack up all the numbers from this game, they tell a story so wild that NBA superstars start breaking their silence. Wait until you see these side-by-side clips of what counted as a foul for New York versus what Minnesota had to deal with. She starts by highlighting the most striking stat of the night, free throw attempts. That is an almost laughable stat. New York Liberty stepped to the line 25 times, and Minnesota, they got just 8 attempts. In a championship game, that's not just a gap, it's a canyon. But the numbers only tell half the story. What really sets this apart is how these fouls were being called. Take Nafisa Collier, for example. She was getting absolutely mauled under the basket all night long. Watch this. She's fighting through defender, takes hard contact, and nothing. Not a single whistle. Then this one. Clear contact across the arms, still no call. But flip to the other end of the court, and suddenly, these refs turned into whistle-happy traffic cops. The slightest touch on a New York player, foul. A defender breathing too close, that's another foul. And the bad call at the end of the game wasn't the only time that the refs made some suspicious call. And it was also very clear that the Nafisa Collier just wasn't getting calls the entire game. The contrast was so obvious that even NBA superstars couldn't hold their tongues anymore. LeBron James jumped on Twitter and didn't mince word. His message was direct. When the king speaks up about officiating, you know something's seriously wrong. But he wasn't alone. Damian Lillard chimed in too, calling out how the refs called this game like they knew the assignment in the second half. Boy, great game. And if you think that's direct, wait until you see what Isaiah Thomas posted. He straight up tweeted, when current and former NBA players are openly calling out the officiating, we're way past the point of coincidence. The free throw disparity, the missed calls on Collier, the phantom fouls for New York. It's all adding up to something that looks less like bad officiating and more like a predetermined outcome. But hold on to your seats, because this rabbit hole goes even deeper. What happened next in the arena would make even the biggest skeptics start believing in conspiracies. If you thought the questionable calls were bad, wait until you see what happened during the trophy ceremony.